Awesome. Well, good evening, everyone. This is session 2 of our, no, he's waving me off. What's going on?
No, I just said hi.
Oh, hi. Oh, I thought you were waving me to stop. I'm like, oh, cut. Welcome to session 2. Just a quick recap because we did some out of session planning and kind of our backstory, and how the team met up was that they were all on a class field trip to a museum where their principal went off sneakily trying to find some possible relics or ancient artifacts that they were investigating, and lo and behold, a villain named the Architect, the Architect, no, the Archaeologist, sorry, came in whip blazing to steal these artifacts from the museum, and our team of heroes came out of nowhere, really, and were there to help save the day. It wasn't perfect, you guys are teenagers, and some mishaps were fired. I foresee maybe Super Rick, one of his arrows going into some paintings, and Kat, maybe you kind of gave one of the blows to the the whole group basically just demolished a T-Rex, which was the prize. Like, that's like the thing that like all the kids want to see, and now they're like, Daddy, Mommy, the T-Rex is gone. But you got the hero in the end, you got the villain in the end, and you realize though that the artifact that the archaeologist was going after seemed to be similar to the masks that Night Fox and Oni use, except for once the villain had been carted off, when our heroes came back to investigate, it was gone. And this is after the fact that Oni went all Jacqueline Hyde on the archaeologist and almost killed him. It was pretty brutal, and she's down right now. Like, she's not feeling very good. I don't know, Oni, would you say that, Keiko, would you say that you're kind of in a, like, are you feeling guilty internally, or are you just like angry?
What a good question. I think I'm feeling justified and defensive. I think deep down I know that it wasn't the right thing to do, but I think I'm justifying it in my heart as a good action.
Yeah, you're being a teen thinking that you were right.
Denial.
Okay, denial. All right, well, and you guys happen to, exchange information with one another quick before you left, and you created a group chat because you're like, oh my gosh, this is fun, let's do this again. And kind of the relationship took off from there. And now we find ourselves in Halcyon City, and this is kind of where our issue 2 takes up, where you guys, that was our issue 1. Now this is issue 2, and how we kind of look at this now is, I'm just kind of visualizing this comic book of like this wide angle shot of Halcyon City and just its glory and its might, a beacon of superheroes and technology and hope for the future. And James, can you tell us what's something in the skyline that distinguishes Halcyon City? Like, you kind of see other cities and their skylines, and that's New York City. That's this one city. What's a landmark in the skyline that shows that this is Halcyon City?
In the skyline, I think it's really interesting because there is like a hill in the middle of the city that you can see from anywhere in the city. So it stands out because you're so used to seeing a bunch of buildings, but instead, no, there's one hill in the middle of the city.
And it's just lush and green.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, we see this wonderful this wonderful scenery of these huge, gigantic skyscrapers. Like I was saying, like, this is beacon of might and technology. And then this beautiful greenery just right in the center, just, reflecting the hope and just this peacefulness that our heroes of generations past have brought to our city and to the world. And then as we move down, we kind of pan in now into kind of more of the urban-y side, kind of the area of Halcyon City that doesn't make the skyline so shiny. And what are some things here, you guys? Why don't you each throw out something that kind of makes it, I wouldn't want to walk down here in the middle of the night kind of feel. It's daytime right now, but I mean, even that still gives you vibes where it's like, I'm walking down here, but I'm not going to be caught after sundown. What would those things be?
There's not a lot of streetlights, which is even noticeable in the daytime. You see,
Okay.
you see one on each corner, but you just look around and it's like, wait a second, there's no lights on this street.
Okay, so lack of lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think blocks are always being constructed or remodeled or whatever, and so there's a lot of scaffoldings. And so I think like baddies will drop, down from scaffoldings, and they'll usually get like the people who don't live here, like the locals know to stay away from the scaffoldings.
Okay.
I think that also with that, like people have strung up like there's a lot of like washing lines across buildings, connecting them, even stuff tied onto scaffoldings, like clearly signs of like people kind of living around it. But like that plus other kinds of like art, graffiti and stuff on the walls that is like cool in the daytime, and also very much like if you're not from here, you probably don't want to figure out what it all means at night.
When I walk around too, I see a lot of you could say a lot of closed businesses, just closed, help wanted, just really just run down. But also like I'm thinking too, there's also the way the streets are designed kind of in this area, there's a lot of wind tunnels. So when you walk around a lot, you just get these weird just rushes of air. So it's very just it's annoying. Like why? It's just really uncomforting.
It just happens sometimes when a villain will pop up and the wind will just kind of come from behind and be like, I'm here. It makes for a great entrance. And how about you, Kat?
Did the lights, remember?
Oh yeah, you did the lights. Sorry, I thought you were trying to talk again, so I'm sorry.
Oh,
what were you trying to say something?
Yeah, I just mentioned with the wind tunnel too. Just the classic, bits of newspaper, pages of newspaper, and stuff, paper, plastic bags and that kind of thing.
Okay. Awesome. And I mean, I imagine too, like dirt and grime on the buildings. This isn't a pretty pristine area anymore. And we see like the apartment buildings are packed together. The houses, if there are any houses, they're like almost on top of one another, with kind of fences, I would say, put up in the front to prevent people from entering. And as we're kind of zooming into this neighborhood, we kind of zoom into another kind of one of those houses that are kind of gated. It's kind of rough around the edges, but still a great house, I would say. And we kind of see a bubble that comes in from it, and it's a TV anchor that just says, "Breaking news, another night of pilfering." And we pan in again, and now we see the house. We're actually in front of the house of Kat Davis and her family. And we see the bubble coming in from the kitchen window, and it continues to add, "This only adds to the Kazan Jammer, as one of Halcyon's schools or one of Halcyon's museums was besieged by what eyewitnesses call a gang of pugilists. This brings the total number of burglaries with this description to 27, but no why. No evidence has been ascertained, and there seems to be no leads as local law enforcement accepts federal assistance, this beyond the museum heist. While law enforcement work through their quandary, Miss Rebecca Mace, headmaster at Halcyon City High School, had this slice of Sagittarius City to share." So now we've panned in even more into now the house, and we see Kat walking in And Kat, you're kind of grabbing some breakfast. What are you grabbing to eat?
Cinnamon raisin bagel.
Nice. And so we kind of see a little bit more of the TV, and you're kind of, I would say, kind of tuning in a little bit. And we now see the principal on TV, and she's like, "The safety of our brightest future is the utmost priority. Yes, the event at the museum was awful. However, our students are safe, and I will be proud to report that our Halloween, our Equinox Festival will continue to work as promised." And then a reporter kind of chimed in, "What about the other burglaries around? We heard that the school's been burglarized too." "No, that is not happening. I assure you our children's safety is of the utmost priority." This is when Kat, your dad, then kind of pipes in. "Oh my goodness, Kat, you need to be careful out there when you're supering. What do you got going on tonight? What are you doing?"
Sidebar, are we doing anything?
"You have yearbook."
Okay. Just yearbook.
Okay. Well, anything you want to share with us? Any fun
No.
extracurricular activities happening?
Well, not right now. Just that stuff with archaeologist, right? Just some stuff with the archaeologist. I can't. I need to learn how to talk. Just some stuff with the archaeologists.
And then at this point too on the TV, there's a picture of the reporter now changing over to what happened over at the museum. And it's a picture of you guys just right there. And your mom sees it. And how would your mom react to seeing you on the news? On the morning, the Good Morning Halcyon kind of news.
Well, they know. So
right.
This,
but to see her daughter on TV, and I mean, she's part of the journalism. I mean, is she proud? How is she?
Since her powers are kind of weird, they were a little like leery at first, but they with the good that's she's been doing, and she hasn't turned into a supervillain or anything of her power. So yeah, they're proud.
Would it be fair to say that she would maybe also vocalize that? Would she be like, "Oh, Kat, we're so proud of you"? I kind of see that too, like even almost like because she's so happy that you're not super villaining, that she's like, "Oh, you're not in those rats," you know, like she just mind blown maybe.
That'll work.
That'll work. Okay. Well, I even see her kind of like going in to give you a hug. And like, she's kind of giving all this praise to your heroine and not so much to just like your ordinary life. And so at this point too, I want to say that she's kind of shifting your labels a little bit. She's kind of having you're kind of having this feeling of like, "Hi, I just woke up and you're just wanting to talk about my heroes. Great. How was your day?" Instead of, I that's what I kind of see that as. Do you see that as her shifting your labels, or would you think that you would try to fight that?
She would do that, and Kat just kind of rolls her eyes, and she's just like, "Mom, I exist too. Your regular daughter." And just kind of.
So are you what's the word that I'm looking for? Are you throw me a bone here, Francisco?
Resisting her shifting your labels?
Are you resisting her shifting your label?
Yes.
Why don't you go ahead and roll then?
What is
and
it?
What I am finding that right now. When we want to shift labels, influence, and when you are let's see here.
All adults have influence over you.
Yep. And let's see here. When you reject someone, you're gonna roll a 2d6, and on a 10, you can choose 2. On a 7 to 9, you choose 1, and it's clear, condition, or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. shift one label up and one label down of your choice, or cancel their influence and take one forward against them.
So it's just a straight roll then.
Yeah, just straight roll.
Oh, 7.
A 7. All right, well, that's still good enough. And so you get to pick one. You can either clear a condition or mark a potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong, which could be that comeback, or shift one label up and down of your choice, or cancel their influence.
Yeah, well, I'll do that first one, and then she'll also hold up her camera and show her some of the pictures that she's taken, just to be like, I do regular things too, Mom. Jeez.
Very nice. And I'll just take a quick moment. Francisco will bring you really quick a link to an online dice automation thing. So if you want to click on that, or if you want to hard roll with your dice too, that's fine. Thank you so much, Cisco. And all right, thank you, Kat. And Kat, how you're kind of time to go to school. How are you getting to school now?
She walks.
She walks. Awesome. So I kind of see you running out the door with your, what was it, a raisin something, or cinnamon, a cinnamon raisin thing, like scarfing it down as you're running out the door.
Backpack on her back, camera around her neck.
Nice. Ready to hit the road running.
Yep.
So Kat, as you head out, we now pan over, we flip the page and we pan over and we see the school now in a nice panorama. And just unlike Halcyon, just like kind of the burbs that it's in, not burbs, the urban area that it's in, it's looking kind of worse for wear as well. Kind of the same kind of stuff that that the town is like. We're seeing trash kind of laying around a little bit. I would say some graffiti as well that's maybe being cleaned off by a couple of students that got caught, and all just the rundowns of a school maybe that has seen better things. And we also see now, we kind of do like an upward angle of where we kind of see the whole front yard area, and we see different groups of people forming, and one of them ends up being, or some of these members end up being the Crimson Streak hanging around. And Alina, how do you know that these are members of the Crimson Streak?
Because so wait, this is outside of school?
No, this is just before school, so everyone's kind of coming in. Sorry, so this is the morning of, we're all going into school. Sorry, thank you, all time set.
No problem. I think because they all have this like dumb thing. It's on their uniforms. Their uniforms have a red streak up the back, but like they've done a thing where they also like dye a part of their hair. Like they have a red somewhere, whether it's underneath or in the back or like in the front or something. It's just like a little check. And like the members have made this kind of like a new hazing initiation ritual for the new kids. So you know, if someone turns up and she's just kind of like rolls her eyes like red streak, nice. You all what, did you get injured? Did you hurt yourself? You're bleeding. She's just like
oh, that's you.
Yeah, it's like rolling her eyes as she's like jostling through.
And so unbeknownst to you guys, because there's a lot of stuff going on, there's a lot of students, and the Crimson Streak, a few of them are kind of looking upset and are actually trying to take an object off of a couple of one another. Like there's like this object, it kind of looks like a bracelet, we'll just say, and they're kind of doing, you know how like when they're fighting like defensively and they're going after things, that's kind of what they're doing. Nothing new. These guys get into these tussles kind of all the time. So nothing to pay any attention to really, but one of them ends up getting it, pockets it, and then walks to the school doors. And really quick, James, we kind of pan over to you now coming into school. How did you get here? How did you get to school today?
Me, I just ran to school.
You ran to school.
I live a few
Nice.
blocks away. Yeah.
Yeah. And really quick, who is one of your good friends that's in the school? Like who do you tend to turn to that's maybe not of this group? Scared of
not
us, exactly.
Not of this group. Oof. I think other members of the club that I'm a part of.
Okay. Can you name one?
Um,
I mean, you can just make a name. It's fine.
um,
Or you can pull from the audience there from the group too.
please, can someone just throw a name out there? I'm real bad names off the top of my head.
How about we how about what if we came up with a how would you feel if one of your friends was actually in the red streak?
Maybe a new route. Maybe he just joined up, or she just joined up. Whoever.
Yeah, I mean,
I like the dramatic potential of that.
What's Cynthia?
Cynthia?
Ooh, Cynthia.
and
Jesus
Cynthia
died for your
is
sins, Cynthia.
and Cynthia is part of the red streak.
Mhm.
And so James, you kind of come up to the entryway of the school area. You're kind of scoping people out. You see Alina and Keiko who are hanging out. You guys have all kind of been messaging this morning a little bit, but then you also see Cynthia as well. And she's kind of like because her whole entourage start heading into school, so she's kind of in the back and she's kind of turned around, kind of looking at you like, hey. And so either she's going in and you're going in with them, or Alina and Keiko are kind of maybe still outside the gates. I kind of think still outside. Who are you gonna kind of go towards to hang out or to
Well, I'm gonna catch up
spend
with
time before school?
I'm gonna catch up with Cynthia.
Okay, so James just goes right past Keiko and Alina and everyone else, and then joins Cynthia, and you kind of follow the red streak then behind them in. So then Cynthia's like, hey James.
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Oh, nothing much. These guys are being losers again, fighting over nothing.
Why do
Anyway.
you hang out with them?
You know, my parents, they want me to be able to defend myself, you know.
Well, I mean, you can learn from them, but there is much better people to hang out with to learn from.
Oh, like you? And she kind of gives you a little like sock, like, you know, like a punch.
And I'll be like, yeah, who else?
Well, I don't know. Anyway, what do you got going on here?
What do you mean?
Like, well, the day, I don't know. You've just been kind of seeming different the last few days. I don't know, ever since our field trip, you've been kind of
I've been kind of busy, kind of busy.
Yeah.
Just trying to stay out of trouble, you know me. I'm trying to be the good guy.
Oh, well, James, you're always the good guy.
Well, thanks.
And then you guys kind of walk off together, and then we come out now, and Alina and Keiko, you guys are out, and you guys, I mean, there's very much like kind of tension, like you guys are walking in. How did you guys get to school? Did you go together? Did you go separately and then kind of?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think Alina rides the bus because nobody does, so that weirdly makes it the cool rebellious thing to do.
Yes, flipping the script, man. Good old Alina.
I'm just sit in the back because you don't have to wear a seatbelt, so she just fully like legs up on the thing in front of her. That's all.
Oh
Gets
my
up.
God.
She's like chewing gum, and she's like, "Peace." She's like, see ya to the
She's like
driver.
the only one on the bus every day.
Like almost empty, and she just like slaps the top of the bus thing, and she goes, see ya tomorrow, Ronald. Nice. To the bus driver as she leaves. And then like, does Keiko walk to school like with her crew? I feel like she picks up part of her crew as she goes to
I
school.
think her crew is like looking for her, but I think Keiko is reveling lately on the mask's power. So I think she left swim practice and she put it on, and she has been doing Miles Morales / Naruto running like from rooftop
On the
to
rooftop?
rooftops. Yes. Like while the sun is still coming up. So I think maybe like a group of her friends or acquaintances. Like I think that maybe Keiko doesn't allow herself to have friends, not because she doesn't want one, but because she's so busy networking and not really letting anybody get too close, right? So there's like a group of her acquaintances asking where she is, and she's doing the superhero thing in an alley where she's like switching from whatever ninja outfit she put on, and then like hiding the mask in her backpack and like coming out of a.
Okay.
It's walking to school, and she sees a shadow go over, and she looks up and
Yeah, that's very comic book.
doing?
And just you like superhero land like close by, like oh.
You blade pose land next to me as I'm like
Yes,
walking
and you
into
exit the
school.
bus.
Yeah. Like probably
so-
nobody knows what I'm doing, but like I could see Alina having an inkling of what I've been doing.
Well, even if you just show
Such
up
a poofer.
like perfect backpack straps on, like walking next to me there, and I'm like, did you have a fun commute?
Oh, I think there's something about me that like gives away that I was still like in a ninja outfit. What do I still have on that I'm wearing?
I think you probably got everything else on, but you have like your athletic leggings on under your schoolgirl skirt like thing. You still have your like your pants like on, and I'm like, nice, you have a fun.
Can we describe these pants? So what kind of pants are we talking about? What color? Because I need to know.
I think they're like black leggings. And
Black
so like I
leggings.
think time was running out, and like normally I would maybe change out of them, and then I was just like, oh F it, and I just put my skirt over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as you two are kind of walking up to the school, the students that are in front of you guys kind of part, and you kind of see these two girls walking towards you, and they're of course Jessica and your guys' old friend, and I'm gonna botch her name too with everyone else, because I can't say names.
Melanie.
Jessica and Melanie, and this is where one of the wind things kind of pulls up, and it just kind of like, even just kind of like everything, like if everything was to like slow mo, like this would be where they would be like turning, and their hair would be like in the wind. Maybe a trash bag would like fly by in the background. Like they're just looking like bad bitches, like what was in the post, and Jessica
is this like a Mean Girls? Is this like a Mean Girl
kind of
moment?
like they're coming up to you two now, and we and Kiko, would you say that, I mean, Jessica's, she's mean, but at the same time, like there's this thing, you guys get on each other's nerves quite a bit. I mean, what kind of, like, do you guys fight, argue? I mean, how do you feel about Jessica even? Because it sounds like you guys have a history, and it ain't a pretty one.
Oh yeah, I think Keiko just won the last spot on like who was gonna swim the 500. And I think I'm gonna turn to Alina and say, Alina, Did I tell you I beat my record today on swimming the 500? And I'm saying that to Alina, but I'm making eye contact with Jessica.
Yeah.
Super passive.
Well, and Jessica just completely ignores you as you're like the comment that you made. And she's like, she comes up and like this point now, you guys are like right up to each other. And there's even like, I mean, tension is in the air. Like, and
Yeah.
you know, everyone, even other students are like taking a step back and like, or like walking around. Like they're not even trying to like go through or anything. Like they're walking around. And Jessica kind of like does a body check to you and like, oh, Keiko, well, I didn't see you after the heist of the museum. What happened to you? I mean, I covered for you, but there were a lot of people in the yearbook committee that were wondering where you were at. And for something to happen to our school and you not being there to document it is quite insightful.
Jessica, thank you so much for covering for me. I mean, especially the way the quality of your pictures have been so poor lately. I think it's really great that you're trying to make up for that.
Well, unlike, you know, your current wardrobe, I'm not overextending myself, unlike you, it seems like. I mean, I've even heard that you've had to help out your parents in their dusty gym. And judging by you, and then she kind of turns over to you, Alina, I guess it is true. And she, both of the girls laugh. And at this point, they're trying to gain influence over you guys. And with I think with Keiko, they already kind of have, she already kind of has influence, like she has the
She
ability to
definitely has
push your
influence over me.
buttons. And I'm
Yeah.
not sure really with, you know, Alina, how much influence she has over you. But I think that comment where with your family, like that,
Yeah.
I don't know if that strikes a nerve or not. And if you feel like, you know, that's something that you have to resist, I think for both of you guys, they're trying to enact some influence.
So,
and
is this Jessica who was our childhood friend initially before she
no.
like, oh no, this is the other
No,
one. This is
this is,
Melanie.
but the other one's right there, and she kind of even laughed at about it. You know, she's
Okay, then that would probably that would definitely sting, but let me see what I thought I put the rest of mine.
girls like this in real life. Apparently,
Uh,
they
d-
definitely are at Halcyon City High. That's for sure.
Yeah.
These are
Um,
these are caricatures, right? I mean,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
But I don't know. I guess they can be, but like yeah, that's very brutal.
Do
Um
you
I'm
want to
trying to think if
accept
I
their
want.
influence, or do you want to
No,
refute that?
I'm definitely going to resist that. Were they trying to shift labels, or are we just gonna roll a
Yep.
resist?
Yep, they're gonna try to shift your labels,
Okay.
and I don't know,
That's
Kiko,
right. I
if
guess I could give Jessica influence over me just in general because of the past relationship here. Here we go. Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to resist that for sure.
Okay.
Because
Do it. You don't
especially
take
after the
that.
comment about
Viva la resistance.
especially being the deviant, or not the deviant, but the
yeah,
more
she's
darker kid. She's like,
ready to just flip
please.
them off. I mean, she doesn't
Mhm.
care about the comment about our fashion, but ooh, and that's a 4. That's what that what is
Well,
she trying to shift on my labels? Because if I
I would
fail,
say, let's see here. Let me
pretty
pull up
sure
yours,
something
because,
bad
well, what do we
happens.
think fits the fiction? What do you guys, how do you guys feel as characters right now? I mean, I kind of feel like, for me, it would almost either be, and I think with Freak, it kind of, that's
Yeah.
more like superhero-y, but even with Mundane, like this is super mundane, like you're that bad. So I don't know
Yeah,
what you guys' thoughts are on that.
up and my mundane down, or my mundane up and my freak down. That's the like,
Yeah,
because freak is like you're not normal, and
right.
mundane is like you're boringly normal. So
Mhm.
I think if she's saying you know, you guys just left and your parents is so dusty, etc., she's probably moving my mundane up
Mhm.
in my freak down, which also is a label shift I do not like. So that would be probably good.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but if you resist and fail, you also get like something.
You
bad.
get a well, you get, because you're a teenager and you're learning, right? You mark potential.
Oh, I mark a condition or a potential.
I think both.
I don't think if you have influence over an NPC. No, I think
Oh,
that
yeah,
they
yeah,
just
I mark
immediately shift one of their
potential.
labels up and down.
I mark potential
Um,
because I failed. Yay, that's right.
Yep. Yep. And
And then I think
oh
I'm
no, it does say on a miss, their words hit you hard, mark and condition, and the GM will adjust your labels. So I think though I like the idea of your mundane going up and your freak going down.
Is that
I would
considered
pick that too.
is that considered a move though? Or is that different for everybody, the potential?
Potential is just when you roll and it's a miss.
Was this on a move?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
your XP.
It
No.
doesn't count on influence though, because taking a potential is one of
Oh,
you can get when you.
that's one of the benefits. Yeah. Thank you. Yep.
I get potential just because I missed, not because it had anything to do with the move particularly.
Okay.
But I did forget that. I always forget
And
that.
so then your condition, then I would say
Insecure.
insecure.
Oh, I shouldn't have done that because that pings my superior. So now that wipes out my man, guys. How? Ooh,
Oh, she's
Jessica.
rough. And
Man.
then now, and she's not even done. Now she's having now, and let's see how Keiko's response is too. Then we'll kind of finish role playing that out.
Sorry.
No, I think it's probably that Jessica laughed at the joke because I think Alina is ready to just kind of like probably flip her off and continue forward. And then when Jessica laughs, I think she feels like all the little holes in her hoodie and everything potentially like that, and just kind of like curls up like maybe I should just close off more. That's kind of that. Anyway, yes, Keiko, go ahead.
I was gonna say I was also ready to let it go. And then in slow-mo, I see it like hitting Alina. And now it's like nobody messes with my sister except for me. So she said she mentioned that I was like hyperextending, like we were hyperextending ourselves. Okay.
Yep.
Well, I think I'm gonna fully turn around and say this very loud. And say like, well, somebody would know about hyperextending, wouldn't they, Alina? I mean, after homecoming week, I hear that someone has really good flexibility.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Yikes.
yeah, so would it be fair to say that she has influence over me and I have influence over her?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna like
Fully, yeah.
I'm gonna spend that influence. Like nobody messes with my sister. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Ooh. What could
ye-
you inflict a condition on an NPC by burning your influence?
I think so.
Yeah, well, I guess first I would have to roll to see, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm
Let's go ahead and
resisting.
roll. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
When you reject someone's influence, roll. And then can I spend influence to like give me a +1 or something? Oh, when you have influence over someone, take a +1 to all moves, including rejecting their influence. Okay.
Mhm.
When you take advantage of your influence over someone, surrender that influence you hold over them to choose. Take an additional +1 on a move targeting them. Okay, so I might spend my influence here because I really want this to succeed. Nobody messes with Alina.
Yay.
Huzzah! Okay, so I rolled a 9 and then I had a +1, so I get a 10. Whoop whoop.
Oh my gosh.
On a 10
Oh.
plus, choose 2. Clear a condition or mark potential. Shift one label up and down. She doesn't have label. Oh, I get to choose a label. Cancel their influence and take plus forward against them. Heck yeah. I'm gonna cancel her influence over me. And I'm feeling pretty good about that. And I think I just immediately acted to prove them them wrong by saying that. So can
Mm-hmm.
I mark a potential?
Well, for your, because that's one of your options, right? Because you got a 10, so you got to clear condition or mark potential.
Yep. I'm
You
gonna
got to mark
a
potential
so I'm gonna
there,
pick
and
1
then
and
you
3.
can't. Yep. So then you cancel their influence and get 1 going forward. So yeah, so you get a potential.
Sweet.
Awesome.
So that +1 forward is just like the next time that I
Mhm.
that I
That you go back to bat.
yeah. Sweet.
And I think at this point, kind of one of the other students overhears that comment and are like, oh, and they just start chanting something like, I don't know, what's something that would be really embarrassing to chant after a comment like that? Like,
I don't know. Like, well, I think that is she the one that's dating Maddox, or Maddox isn't dating anybody, but is
Mhm.
rumored to
mhm,
like, anyway, but yeah, they're probably chanting something horrible and problematic.
Mhm.
Probably.
we'll just say that.
I mean, if you want to complicate things for her, if that's kind of your goal, I think Maddox steps from the crowd and like Jessica sees him and maybe she's like mortified. If you're trying to do that, I don't know what you're trying to do. Are you trying to start a girl fight?
You know what? We're gonna add this.
One has already started.
Where Maddox is gonna come up.
I think maybe he's starting
I mean,
to start a fight.
you definitely, you canceled everything out. You canceled everything out. However, this Alina did roll pretty poorly. And I'm gonna say that he kind of overheard everything and he heard what you said back to her. And I mean, she was mean, let's be real. But I mean, you kind of took it to another level completely. Like they started, and he walks up and he's actually like, Keiko. Like he just kind of just says that and that's it. And just kind of looks at you a little in disbelief, like, wow, I thought you were
I think he's shifting my labels
know,
just by doing that.
just by doing that, maybe. Oh my gosh, you're just getting punched. I'm
Bro,
sorry,
I'm
but-
telling you, when I play,
yeah,
it's no
ooh.
holds bar, bro.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to maybe up my danger and down, no, up my superior.
Take it.
Yeah.
No, maybe, yeah, down my savior and up my
Up
superior.
your superior, because you said that in a way that, you know, well, she's a slut and I'm,
Not, yeah.
yeah, so totally up
No.
your superior at least.
Yeah. And
Up my danger, no, down my savior. You know
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, that's down your savior.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
Keiko is feeling saucy in like a not healthy way. So I think he's gonna go, I think she's gonna go like, Maddox, please. You could do so much better. And then I'm gonna grab, so I'm gonna let him shift my labels. And then I'm gonna grab Elena and
Mhm.
in like a sisterly way and like get her out of here.
go inside. Yeah.
Mhm.
Alina's full hoodie at this point. Like,
Yeah.
I wish to go be not here. I
Yeah,
wish-
yeah, and that's why I decided to. And then maybe you want to cut away here, but then I would like a scene with Alina, excuse me, sorry, with Alina to maybe get a chance to roleplay something out.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we will, the first bell will ring. And so,
And just one little additional thing, you see it when
yes.
when when she did the whole thing, you see a brief cut to behind them, and Kat's back there, and you
Cat's being super weird and taking pictures of this whole thing.
well, it's like a swim team rivalry thing.
Oh
and
my
then,
god,
well,
this is awesome.
and then it exploded.
Oh, that's
Jeez.
awesome. That is awesome. I love it.
Yeah. So you guys are all now kind of heading in. Maybe Keiko or Kat, you kind of take a couple other pictures as you hear the first bell ring. I'm actually surprised you had a camera.
Yeah, it was charging. It was conveniently close.
Yeah, it was. She left it on. She left it on.
That like brought my immersion to like 5 more levels.
So the bell rings, you guys, and yeah. So in between here, really quick, let's do that quick scene. Maybe would you guys say you went to the bathroom then, maybe to have a sisterly chat? Yeah.
Yeah, I
We'll
think
pick up there.
I think Alina has been trying to actually kind of lose Keiko in that. Like she's very like, this is such a sisterly moment. She's like, I am not here for this. So I think as soon as she gets into the bathroom, she's like, gosh, Keiko, can't you just keep your little games like off? Like I'm just trying to go to school, okay? Are you working out something still from like all of your stuff that's happening?
Hey, I know that you're mad, but I'm not the enemy here, okay? I'm sorry that she said that. That was terrible. That was awful.
Yeah, well, I guess not everybody is as into you know, the studio as other people. I guess people have lives, they move on, whatever. But like I think she's saying that about like Melanie, who's the one who, yeah, it's like, yeah, they move on, whatever, you know, like I just, thanks for having my back. But like reacting to that and using it, I just don't want to be another pawn in this like one-upping bitch fest, you know?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean. I'm sorry. It sounds like you feel used. I'm sorry. That was not my intent. And you know, she said, she's trying to make us feel like we aren't special, but I know we fight a lot, but I want you to know that you are special to me. I think I'm trying to comfort and support her.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. So
Would that
on
trigger the
comfort and
move,
support,
Alina?
I think so. Excuse me.
That is actually really nice to do.
Yeah. So comfort or support for you guys as well. When you comfort or support someone, roll plus mundane on a hit. Excuse me. They mark potential, clear condition, or shift labels if they open up to you. On a 10 plus, you can also add team to the pool, which is a great segue into, this is me adding team into the pool. So when you guys get together and fight, you have 1+ team already in there. I was supposed to do that at the beginning of the session, but I am now.
You're supposed to do it once we have our like
When
pose moment right before we
Oh,
get into a fight.
I
Yeah.
thought that was supposed to be right at the beginning. Start a session, GM adds a team to the pool.
Oh, really? I think
Oh,
I
okay.
think it's so you start with one team whenever you tally it up. But yeah, that
Yeah, when you enter battle against a dangerous foe as a team, add 2 points to the team.
There you go. That's what I meant. Comfort support. When you comfort support, roll plus mundane. Okay.
Where are you guys
And
reading?
as
Where
a
you guys
side,
reading all this at?
yep. So this is under the basic moves. So if you go to the character
Tab.
keeper under move sheet, all of our moves are there. And so comfort or support is at the very third one down.
Okay.
And
So I roll
excuse me.
+1 because my mundane is 1, and then I roll a +1 because I have influence
Yes,
over
'cause you have
Alina.
influence on you.
Yes. 7.
8, 9.
Ooh, I think that's. Do I have to open up to you in order to? Oh
On a hit,
no.
they hear you. They mark a potential clear condition or shift the labels
If they
If
open
they open up a 2.
if they open up to you. Yeah.
I think that you see her kind of like melt a little bit when you're like, you're important to me, and she's just kind of like, yeah, it's just, you know, these girls or whatever, it seems like they take up like a lot of space, you know, and I just, yeah, sometimes it just seems like they're the ones that whose opinions matter. But cool. Sure.
Well,
Awesome.
your opinion matters to me, and I would like to know what you think of our new masks.
Wait, our new masks?
Like our new masks, meaning like our
Oh,
Oni mask. Yeah, like,
oh yeah.
and well, don't freak out. But I might have used my mask to get to school this morning, and I'm just saying it's really nice to
Oh,
do everyday things with it.
you put it on again, like you're wearing it.
No, like I like it's in my backpack. And like I might have like used it to
Oh.
get to school. Look, don't freak out, okay? And I
I
think
think
that's
at
what
this point, I
I
was
was
just
gonna
gonna
say.
say,
Maybe
I
the bell
like,
rings.
well, I was gonna say a toilet flushes, and then we see Cynthia come out of the stall, like just this quiet, like, and she's just kind of like, and she realizes too, like, you guys are rivals. Like, she knows like kind of a little bit of the rivalry, but at the same time, she's like, she just kind of, she doesn't know what you mean by masks, you know, because you were like, you were at least vague about it, but it was kind of like a code word where she was just like not sure what to think. She just kind of walks over like in between you guys, because you guys are like on either side of like maybe two sinks, and there's a third one in the middle, so she has to like walk into the middle, and she's just like awkwardly grabbing soap and like,
Like if she's
Fine.
looking in the mirror, like Alina's just stare is
yeah,
being
like
epic. You do. So help me if you breathe a word about this.
and she feels it, and she just kind of like walks out. And at this point, then yeah, that second bell rings.
I think as she's walking out, I'm gonna awkwardly scream like, "Yeah, our masks for the ball,
Skincare.
for the
Skincare?
Equinox ball. Yeah,
For the Halloween bash.
the Halloween bash
Halloween
ball.
bash.
Yeah,
Like
Good scene. Yep.
yes.
and
All
I think
right.
we can end the scene there.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. You guys are headed to first period class. You guys are kind of keeping in touch through together. So what during the day, nothing really happens, but what are you guys talking about during the day? Like let's say let's start with Keiko, because you're kind of, I would say, I'm kind of getting this vibe that Keiko can be kind of more of the talky one of the group, maybe, and James is kind of like into Keiko and like what she's talking about, because she's like, yeah, or he's like, yeah. And so let's kind of, what are some topics, I guess, that you guys have covered during the day, on certain things, just chilling and hanging out.
Like if we're hanging out during.
Yeah, like in Cyberland, what kind of give me a
Oh,
couple
in
of
the
ideas,
chat.
like topics that you guys have just been like chatting about in your messenger.
I think Alina has just sent a few memes about like comparing skunk tails to like the Crimson Streak, has sent a few memes of like skunks with their white stripe filled in as red to demonstrate Crimson Streak, like what they're like. She probably like wait, do we know? Oh, we don't know anything about Kat's intern regular life, but I think then she probably just like sent a few memes about the yearbook and like photographers, or like how lame it is or something like that.
I guess James, when Elena sends kind of that message of like the skunks with the red stripes, because Cynthia's a friend of yours, how do you take that? What's your response to that?
I think I'm more like just like I look at him like meh, whatever. Because like I don't want to create, you know, just tension in our group. But you know, I'm not gonna like say something and stand up and then
You did not
make it
laughy
awkward.
face it, and that was noted. You did not laughy face.
It would be a
Maybe
super
some,
thing to
like-
do to create tension.
Not do anything.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys kind of are, you know, going back and forth on your chat, on your messenger, and excuse me. And you guys are all in your final period class at this point, and the bell rings. And all of you guys get a mass text from Jessica. That's all of you, because all of you guys are part of yearbook. And she said, hey, hey, Halloween Bash committee, reminder that we'll be meeting at 5:30 tonight. See you there. And then she does like a little thing with the number 3 to make a heart. And Keiko, you're the president of the planning committee, right?
I can be.
Yeah, I mean, it said in your thing that you're like the president of the, aren't you president of the yearbook?
I don't
Or
think,
no?
I don't
No?
think so. I think
thought we
I
had that.
am captain of the,
Oh, okay.
you know what?
You
No,
wanna
I
be-
am president of the committee. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. This is
So
like,
how do you feel that she's kind of trying to cross over? Like, I mean, she's trying to, it's your job to rally the troops and send messenger reminders out, isn't it?
oh yeah, this is like completely, like it might be innocent, it might not be, but in my head, I am convinced that she's trying to get back at me from this morning, right? So I'm just like, okay, I'll just put that in the back of my head, and
Yeah.
mechanically I have a +1 forward against her, so.
So you guys know that we have a yearbook meeting. It's about 3:30ish. I think now would be a good time, A, for a quick break, but then B, so why don't you guys think about, we'll take to 10 05 at the top of the hour. So my time 10:05, your time 11:05, and gonna think about what extracurricular you do, or what are you doing after school to kind of eat up that time. Maybe you have swim team practice, and that's why yearbook has to be a little bit later in the evening. And yeah, so we'll take a 8-ish minute break, and then we'll come back. And you can stop recording, I guess, too, at this point, I think. Yeah.
Pausing recording.
Or welcome back,
everybody.
everyone. So while on break, or just before we went on break, school's out, and a text was sent that are calling the yearbook committee / Halloween bash committee, yearbook group and Halloween committee together to plan. And so you guys kind of had some time in between school to kind of do your extracurricular stuff. And Kat, what were you up to? Because I know you're busy.
Hmm. Kat went to work for a couple hours.
Yeah. Where do you work?
She is an intern at the local paper that her parents work at.
Okay. Anything interesting happen? Or just
Did anything interesting happen? 31%. Nope. Mundane day.
Monday day, just kind of same old. Okay.
Yep.
How are you, Keiko? I'm guessing swim practice, but that's just
Let me
I
go
guess.
last. I want to hear from other people.
okay. James, you're up next then.
Well, I texted the group chat, and I wanted to see like if anybody wanted some snacks. Cause I'm gonna run down to the convenience store just down the street, 2 blocks down. So that's what I'm gonna go do.
Get some food.
Get some
So no-
snacks. Yeah.
I think you just immediately get back in all caps, like Starburst from Elena.
You get a text of mounts from Kat.
Yeah. So
I'm not usually this kind of person, but I think Keiko's feeling spicy, so she's gonna order tamales.
okay.
Gas
like
station
not
tamales.
tamales, but like the
Hot tamales?
candy hot
Oh,
tamales. Yeah.
okay.
Tamale.
Yeah.
Tamales gas
I'm gonna order
station.
tamale.
I just
Get
love
me
the idea of
something to
like
eat.
Rick looking forlornly at his phone, like, how?
We're gonna find tamales. And like what's funny about that is that like Nate has set up Super Rick to be like just sort of like it's just
Okay.
always there. Yeah, so he'd be like, okay, I gotta put tamales now.
Get a plate. All right.
Oh gosh.
So, okay, so we went. So, Kat, you're at the paper coming back. James, you go to the convenience store. You're coming back. Alina, where were you at?
I was probably needed like some alone time, so I probably carried my fake instrument
Big
case to
case.
band,
Yes.
and then sat like under the bleachers, like sat behind the wall, that the shell that they have to reflect from it, and was just like lying on my back, like texting and just like looking at memes, pretty much scrolling memes.
How about you, Keiko?
I think that Alina's words kind of hit hard about being a pawn or feeling used. And it's October, so I think maybe wrestling just started, and I'm a manager for the wrestling team. And and I'm gonna use my time there to, I think, write everyone like a thank you letter. Which of course Keiko has beautiful penmanship, and of course she has thank you letters because that's the sort of thing that she does. It's right
Cisco, is this wrestling or wrestling?
I think our school probably has like a pretty legit wrestling team. I don't think it's like crazy like wrestling, like a bunch of kids that don't know what they're doing, but and I think maybe there's like a bunch of like the Crimson Crimson Streak maybe that are like maybe also part of the wrestling team.
Mhm. All right. So you guys are finishing up your extracurriculars, and at this point too, like kind of everyone has gone home, like extracurriculars are over, not too many people stay after that because it's time to go home. You have dinner, you have schoolwork. But you guys are meeting, and for those of you that haven't been in the northern hemisphere as much, when it gets to be October-ish and later in the fall, the sun starts going down a lot sooner, and so it's darker suddenly. It's not like bright sun. We have some ambient light still. We have decent where you can still see, but it's not like bright blue skies or anything like that. And so James, you're walking, you got your hands full of like I don't know if you're carrying it in your hands or if you have like one of the plastic bags and you're just kind of like,
I got a bag.
you
Absolutely.
got a bag. All right, so you're walking back and you're going up to the front stairs when you kind of see some movement to the side of the school building that just kind of caught your eye. And so what do you do?
I'll stop and listen for a second and try to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, so
So
do you kind of walk by it, I guess, or like do you head kind of towards that area?
Well, like it's like I'll stop and listen for like a second or two and just
Okay. And you're hearing someone, like, I guess at this point, like, and I'll just tell you, someone is walking that way, which is kind of odd because it's, it's just what you weren't expecting it.
Well, curiosity gets the best of me, so I'm gonna go over there and see. Oh yeah, I first look at my watch, make sure I have enough time to to follow this person. So or see what's going on.
So you kind of like, I don't know, like how are you gonna kind of see what was on the other side? I guess I'll kind of throw that back at you. There's been tunnels.
Like, do you like to roll a like an investigate or a
not quite yet. I just
or
kind of want to
assess,
see,
I
like,
guess.
are you like gonna just walk right around, or are you just gonna kind of peer around the corner? How are you kind of?
I'm just gonna walk slowly, like normal
Okay.
pace, but a little bit more like being cautious of the
Yeah.
sounds I'm making with my feet, and just kind of like
Yep.
more like I'm more in the investigative type mode, you can say, if I
Yeah.
had such a thing. So
Yep. And so when you kind of peer over, you do see like there's kind of like windows like along the whole side of the building. and you kind of know where you see a figure. You don't know who they are. You don't know if it's a guy or a girl. But you see a figure, and then you see them breaking into what appears to be one of the classrooms or one of the rooms of the building. It's kind of towards the front, so kind of office admin area. And they jump in to the broken window, like they broke down the window and they're jumping in now. What do you do?
Wait, they're jumping into the building?
Like they're
So-
going into the building, like they broke into the school.
So I'm gonna quickly pull up my phone and take a quick picture of it to be like, this is not me, you know, like kind of like a little video, like, hey, this is not me, like, well, some of this happened, and then send that blast to everyone else in the chat quick.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna start like kind of moving closer to the window, see what's going on, see if I can
Okay.
hear any like talking or something going on.
Yeah. So what I mean, so you're wanting to kind of hear what's going on. Are you kind of wanting to investigate to see what exactly is happening? A move that
If you-
could be
if you
triggered
need-
right now?
If you need
Oh.
something, I'll do a more of an investigative type thing now.
Yeah. So there is an assess the situation, which is when you assess the situation, you roll plus superior. And on a plus 10, you can ask 2 questions that are from the list. And on a 7 and 9, you ask 1, and then take +1 while acting on the answers.
Okay, so what do you want me to do right now?
So roll 2d6s, and it's going to be plus or minus your
I have 0.
superior. Okay,
have
so
0.
it's just
Yeah,
a regular
straight
roll
roll.
then. Yep.
Okay, so I got a 6 and a 1. You can't really see it well.
7. Okay. Yeah, we trust you. Okay, so 7. So whew. All right, so you get to ask one of these. What here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is the greatest danger? Who here is the most vulnerable to me? And how could we best end this quickly?
So I could ask one of those questions, right?
Yep.
What's the
Mhm.
first one you said?
What here can I use to blank? And I don't know, maybe Danny and Francisco, can you kind of elaborate on what that means?
Cisco, I
you don't
think
mind.
it's like a very like if you have an idea, like it's usually like if somebody else isn't or if something's in trouble, you're like, what can I use to
Okay.
stop this person?
To stop or okay.
Mhm.
All right.
or to make the floor slippery, or to if you
Sure.
already have an
Okay.
idea.
Okay. And then what's the second question?
Second one, excuse me, is what here is the biggest threat?
I think I'll go with that one.
Yep.
I mean,
So as you walk closer in, you're gonna kind of be like all like kind of like in your sneaky pose
I can
or however.
phase them if I really had to.
Oh, you could, yeah. Okay, so
But I'm gonna quickly set myself down like outside so I don't get caught.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't
so
get caught.
as you basically what you see, so you're asking what the biggest threat is.
Yes.
And the biggest threat is the individual that just broke in. And how you know that is because they are wearing, remember the bracelet that the Red Streak had that they were kind of fighting
Yep.
over? You see that bracelet and it's like the top, like it's on their wrist now. And it has like this humming, like there's this humming sound emanating from it. Kind of similar, like, and a kind of glowy, similar to like what Keiko and Elena's mask does, and the other relic that disappeared, kind of how it glowed. It's kind of that same kind of glowy thing that happens. So you know that he's the biggest threat, that he or she is the biggest threat. Sorry, not necessarily he.
Okay.
Not a he. Not a she. I'm gonna stop talking.
Hmm.
So, what do you want to do? They don't know
Yeah.
you're there yet.
Well, I want to see. Is there a way I can peek and watch the window, see what's going on?
No,
I'll do
like,
that.
do you want to just keep watching?
For now, well, I'm gonna see what's going on for the next few seconds, and I'll make a decision.
Sure. And the rest of the group, you guys, and did you send you sent the message to
Oh
everyone,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
So what are you guys doing at this point now? So we have Keiko, who is just finishing wrestling practice. You're inside the school. Elena, you're behind the bleachers, and Kat, I don't know, you're probably coming on your way already from your job. And so you're maybe outside as well.
The message was what again? What did you text us?
I showed you guys like there's some broken glass. I'm like, this wasn't me. Like, And then, so I sent that, like,
Oh,
basically
shoot.
come, like, I don't really say come quick or anything. I just sent them like, what the heck, so
Or
you guys
maybe,
like,
are you even like live streaming too? Like where,
no, because I
No?
don't have,
Okay.
that's too much to do at one time.
Sure.
But you said
You
now
don't have
you
the
just,
data, man.
but now you described the person or whoever it is in that bracelet. I'm gonna like duck back down quick and send like, hey, person has, person broke in, has bracelet on. So I'm like, has like the bracelet. I don't know what
Or
we're
a
gonna call it.
relic?
Yeah.
Like
I
you've
don't,
never seen the bracelet before, you guys, but you know that it has that it's a relic, because I mean, you're piecing, I think you've pieced together,
yep.
this is making the same energy sounds, the same, it just feels like a relic.
Yep. But I'm gonna text it real quick, but it's gonna be a pretty short message because I don't have time to like, do a whole paragraph or
Yeah.
anything. So like, relic on wrist of this person and then send, boom.
Yep. So as you guys, as you're watching then, James, are you getting into like, are you still in your regular mundane clothing, or have you put on your outfit? I mean, are you going to do a quick change here? I mean, I don't know how that works.
Oh,
in
no,
our
I'm keeping
superhero
my
lives.
just regular clothes on right
Okay.
now.
Sure. Okay. So then you're peeking in and you see the figure. And because you're watching, they're oblivious to you being there. So I don't feel like this is taking any kind of move as far as assessing the situation. You're just letting it
Mhm.
happen. You see them kind of scanning the room, and then they instantly walk towards the bookshelf. So this is, and I'm sorry, so to clarify, they are in the principal's office. And there is the desk, there's some
Mhm.
bookshelves, a couple of chairs. That's the room that they're in, and you're able to identify that very easily because it's the school principal's office. Everyone's kind of been in there, everyone's kind of seen it. There's a little plaque that says Miss Mace on
Mhm.
there as well. And they are holding up the thing, and it's like glowing, and it's like you even hear as they're getting closer to the bookshelf, it's like wow, wow, and it's getting even louder.
Yep.
As they get closer. At this point, where are we at with everyone? Anyone
So,
arrive yet, or what?
I'm
would
gonna
you
send
like to
one.
do?
I'm gonna send one more text.
Mhm.
I hope it's not like stopping you from what you're gonna be doing.
No.
But most of the time, a principal's office or something like that has one entrance and one exit inside the building. So I'm gonna say whoever's inside the building, I think whoever's at the wrestling, I'm gonna text them and say, hey, wait outside the principal's office. Someone's in there.
Mhm.
So kind of like alert, like standby.
And at this point, are you guys, the rest of you, are you headed in that direction then, or where are you guys just kind of hanging out still, or?
Is so Kat would have looked into this. Is there any kind of security system, cameras around here that have the ability to capture the front of this building or anything like that? Does the school have cameras?
I mean, yeah, there's cameras. Yep, I would say so. I wouldn't say that there's an alarm necessarily on like the window breaking, because an alarm didn't go off, but they might have to add that into their window. I don't know. Budget cuts.
Might have to find a phone booth then.
Yeah. So Kat's going to change quick.
Possibly.
Okay.
She would have, in an effort to remain mundane, would know there's the blind spots of where she should be safe.
Okay.
So she's just watching the text, and she's ready to go if something needs to happen.
I think Alina is definitely like on her way, but especially because you're like especially because you texted a picture of the broken glass too. I think she is like heading on her way and swiping stuff out of the like utility closet, like to be like, okay, if we snap the broom, we can use these as like nunchucks, or like is grabbing things. I think I'm hoping to set up like through a kind of a destructive / rule breaking, method to if Super Rick is gonna do something and I can assist in any
And I
way
did,
or-
I did send the message of the bracelet too. Just make sure you guys know.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I think that she's, got her shinobi mask in the backpack and is like hoofing it there and is
Money.
grabbing a bunch of stolen uh utility. Has picked a lock like, yeah, I know Rick would be really great if he could phase through this. Has picked a lock to grab a bunch of like a
Spray
cleaning
cleaner and
supplies.
lighter and
Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly. Definitely has a lighter in her back.
Keiko, where are we now with you?
Oh, Keiko was just finishing up like the last letter and gets that text and is like freaking thrilled that there's action and more broken bones are going to happen here. And like I think if this was like a WB TV show, we would see like her eyes like flash the same color as like her Oni
Mhm.
mask.
Yeah.
So like Alina, what is the color motif of yours? Did you say lavender?
Yeah, it's like lavender purple.
Okay, I think my Oni mask is red, black, and white because that's scary. And so
Ooh.
yeah, so my eyes are gonna flash red, and I think she's gonna move, like not run or anything, but just move with purpose towards the girls' locker room because this is wrestling. There's nobody in the girls' locker room, but we're gonna get a shot of like the Superman moment where she's like already like tearing off her shirt, like her blouse as she's going in into the girls' locker room, and she's going to like this is an old building, like this is in that side of town.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I even move that like our school is even named like PS 177 or something really boring. But maybe like us kids have like another name for it. But like I'm gonna pitch you an idea, Michael. Like I think I'm gonna like sneak through the vents.
Okay.
Like they have like those big aluminum vents,
Mhm.
throughout
Yeah.
the building.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
at least you'll know what a TV dinner feels like.
Yeah, and of
So we
course
have,
they're not disgusting. They're like just like in TV, the vents are always like
yeah, they're
pristine, clean, of
Yeah.
course.
Especially in this dingy high school where it's pretty beat down. Their ventilation system top notch.
Looks like they were just installed, just gleaming.
Yeah.
Shiny. Awesome. Yeah. So
So-
I'm doing that number where I'm like,
So you guys are all headed there yet? You haven't arrived. None of you guys else have arrived, James.
Well,
Oh,
I think like I could be arrived. Like I assume that Super Rick is making the first move, but I don't have to, I'm not stopping to like change or
okay.
do anything. So I would think that if
You'd
it's
be there
okay
pretty quick.
pitchly, I could be
So
there
like
next.
next move, you'd be there.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's Kat doing? Did we decide that one yet?
She's
She is going to be going into the school and going.
Are you masked at all?
Not yet, no. She is going to just because it'll be funny. She'll come in and she'll look off to the side and Alina will look. She'll look down the hall and Alina will just have walked past and she'll look down the other way and oh look, an open door, and she's going to slip into one of the closets that Alina lockpicked into, and she's going to get her stuff on real quick.
Okay.
Nice.
And James, are we gonna still be observing, or are you gonna intervene at this point?
So
or?
that's what I'm gonna ask. 'Cause, like, I'm one who's like, I'm more like the
For
antsy
you
one.
guys,
Like,
I'm sorry. Yep.
you're good. Like, I'm more antsy. Like, okay, What's going on? What's going on?
Mhm.
And so do I see anybody at this point in time now? Outside?
I think both, I think we just said that Alina and Kat went inside and saw Alina. Keiko's in the vent, so everyone else is inside at this point.
Okay, so I'm gonna phase in. If
Okay.
if I'm allowed to, yeah, I'm gonna phase into
Okay.
the office. So I don't know if it's gonna be, was the window broken in like the administrative office or was it broken into the principal's
It was
office?
directly into the principal's office.
Ooh.
So you've been looking in the whole time from like the window where they just were.
Mm-hmm. Cause if I phase, yeah, If I wanna phase in, but I wanna get like behind something if I can. If there's a way I can
Okay.
phase in and like duck down quickly and be absolutely silent.
I think maybe the like because I kind of view it as your phasing, just your ability to phase is your ability, so you don't have to roll on that. So you can definitely go through the wall. I'm wondering if we want to. Do you think you would extend yourself a bit more to get to a prime place, like maybe to go through the floor even? Like you can go through walls, but like for you to actually dip underneath like the floor itself and then through and up instead of through.
I
Maybe
guess like
that
we never,
takes a little more
we never
effort.
discussed that, like, am I only going directionally or do can I like pivot as I'm phasing?
Powers are pretty, I mean, your powers are your own, I think, and your powers are evolving. You're a teenager, so you're learning more about your powers. So it could
So-
be that you
so
can
in fa-
phase
so
through,
in
but then
In fairness, let's just put it this way, that I only can go one directional with the phasing. But you know, I can, if down the road, if we want to like learn it, quote unquote, I can do that. But yeah, for now, we'll just do the one direction phase.
okay, so you'll just go through the wall. Yeah, I don't think that necessarily unleashes your powers yet. And so you, oh, go ahead, Kat.
I'm gonna actually just change mine to make it a little more entertaining. I'm actually going to have Kat's gonna get these texts, and as she's coming back and she'll get that last text like you know, his oh shit, we might have to do something text as she's getting close. So she's gonna so you know, the camera will be following her and she'll get the text and she'll be just like, oh shit. And she'll look around for a second and she's in a blind spot and all of a sudden you see and there's just this mist and you see it and it flies off towards the school and she'll fly and it'll fly in and along the ceiling and you'll see it just stop at an intersection and the camera will pan to one side and you'll see Alina just walking down the hallway and it'll pan the other side and the open door and then you see the mist go and it goes into the closet and then you see Kat appear and she's got her stuff on and she drops her backpack and stuff in the closet and then you see and then she'll mist again and she'll come out back into the hallway and she'll and as she's passing by the as she's passing by a bathroom, she'll appear and you hear squeaking and you see her just nudge an elbow on the door and like 30 rats just come like out of the hall and she and then you see her jog down the hall with the rats in a big swarm behind her to catch up to Alina.
All right. So the person is just tears off the books off the bookshelf at this point, and it reveals what James can see right now because he's there in the room, a safe, and so she.
So at that point, can I do something?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can totally tell me no if it's gonna ruin what you need to talk about.
Nope.
I'm just gonna go around, I'm just basically gonna stand up because they're looking at the safe. Their full
Mhm.
attention's on that safe, right? That's my
Yeah.
guess is.
Mhm.
I'm gonna get up, get my phone ready and like smile, and they're gonna turn around and snap.
Okay.
Is
So
that a directly engaged?
you're gonna turn around, James, and the flashes, the person's gonna go around, and it's Cynthia. That's right there. That turns back at you,
What?
and she's like, James.
I'm like, Cynthia, what are you doing?
And instantly in this moment, you hear the thing rev up, and she fires it right at you, and it like pushes you back into the wall. Because she was caught by surprise on that one.
Is he rolling
So
a powerful blow or
yeah, so
Can I
you're gonna
dodge
have
it?
to. Yep.
Do I have a
Um,
choice or does this automatically
I'm
happen?
gonna say because you went and took the picture, you just made that move. So she turned around, where then that kind of left you not really defended. So you're going to take a powerful blow here. And
although if I can I if I am a troublemaker is a little bit different. If you are helping a teammate through destructive criminal or rule breaking actions, you can give them a +2 instead of a +1 if you spend team, which I guess would be if he's powerful blow is minus that you want to roll low instead of high. So I'm wondering if I could leap through the window brandishing my brooms and like as she's firing but if not,
I think at this point with teams, how teams is right now, because we haven't collectively come together yet, I don't think the team pool is available at this point. And I think maybe that this sudden jolt is maybe what gets everyone finally in and like into the room as well. Because it's a loud boom, and she got you. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a powerful blow. You're gonna roll plus conditions, which you don't have any at this point. And you want to roll low on this one. This is one of the rolls that you want to roll low on.
What's a powerful blow?
So her powerful blow is the is technically shock blasts from her relic bracelet that emitted from there towards you
Okay.
and blasted you backwards.
Okay, so I want to roll low.
Yes.
Yeah, and if you want to know more about that move that you're rolling for, under the move sheet tab, the 6th, 7th move down is take a powerful blow.
Mhm.
Oh, I see it now. Okay. All right, so I need to roll. Yeah, not low enough. 8.
8. Okay. On a 7 to 9, though, you choose one. Okay, hold on. Let's see here. When you take a powerful blow, choose one of those, and then and then 2 from there. So then on a 7 to 9, so it's just the bottom of these ones, you lash out verbally, provoke a teammate, or foolhardily action to take advantage of the influence to inflict condition, or you give ground to your opposition. You give ground, your opposition gets an opportunity, or you struggle past the pain, mark 2 conditions.
If I lash out verbally though, but since I have no teammate here currently, does that really matter then?
It would make sense.
Yeah, it wouldn't, but it could maybe lash out verbally towards her.
Yes.
Like, hey, we're friends. What the heck?
Or you could segue that into if you like cry out or whatever, like if Alina's just outside the door,
if
into the
I'm
room or something.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll definitely make
whoever
a sound.
first comes in. Yeah.
I'll definitely
you
make a
could just
sound.
be like, the hell, why didn't you get here faster? That kind
Mhm.
of it's usually like a negative
Yeah.
relationship impacting kind of it.
Yeah, Michael, that isn't like inflict a condition on the person that you're fighting. It's you're
Sure.
inflicting
Okay.
condition on one of your teammates. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, you know what? I'll just do no instead. I'm gonna do you give ground. Your opposition gets an opportunity.
So at this point, boom, you've been slammed in the ground. That hurt. And you kind of stuns you because you were not expecting I think it's kind of twofold. Like, why is Cynthia here? And holy cow, that hurt. So then she turns back around towards the safe, fires her bracelet blast again, and it busts open the safe. And she goes in to grab what was inside, and she pockets it or puts it in like a bag that she's carrying.
And the contents are not harmed.
Contents are not harmed. No.
Okay.
It seems like she has some control over the strength because she didn't kill you or severely damage you. She definitely stunned you.
Took the one that way, yeah.
Took the wind out of you, yeah. And I think that was a controlled blast.
Okay.
Yep. So I would say that would be the opportunity that she got from that. Where are you, the rest of y'all?
So I'm gonna say like I did make a sound when I went down like ugh, like that. Like it was very verbally, you could hear it. But I'm sure they heard the blast too. So
Nope.
what?
Okay.
I have a
Yeah.
move that I want to do.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
I think I see all of this from like a grill in the vent. And like my first instinct is to want to like go out there and like break some bones, but I'm gonna be smarter than the average bear. And as she is like looking to head out the window, because I'm guessing she's gonna try to egress the same way she came in, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna throw my voice and pretend that I am two cops downstairs from the area that she came in from. So I'm trying to divert her from going out the window. So she'll hear, yeah, I'm trying to create an auditory illusion.
Okay.
And
Can
she's
you
gonna
read for me what the thing on that is?
Are you watching closely?
Are you watching closely? When you mislead, distract, or trick someone, roll plus superior. On a hit, they are fooled, at least for a moment. On a 10 plus, choose 3 from a list, and a 7 to 9, choose 2 from a list. You want me to read you the list, or you want to wait to see if I do the thing?
You stepped away from the camera.
Yes. I am Batman. I am trying to like funnel her onto you guys. Like, probably at this point, I've been like in the vents and like texting. I'm like, okay, where are you guys coming from? What angle? Okay, cool. I'm gonna try to funnel her toward you guys.
Oh yeah.
You look off to the side as you're texting, and there's a rat just like right beside you.
Gosh. Oh gosh.
I feel like as Elena's
Hate
been
rats in
running
real
down,
life.
if the like horde of rats is like running past her / with her, I think she'd just be like, "Nice, drowned rat. Nice to see you. We got a situation." Just like calmly.
Yeah, I
love
got the
that.
text.
Yeah.
Why do things always happen at the school? Ugh.
I don't think always happened to James.
Why is Doctor Who always in London? So Michael, did you hear kind of how that move works?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I think Cynthia is gonna hear something like, "Hey, this is the window that we got a call from. You stay here and keep guard. I will call reinforcements," and hopefully she'll be like, "Oh crap."
Yeah, so she definitely, and do you have to roll on that one?
I do have to roll on that.
Yep, okay.
Which is roll
Go ahead and
plus
roll.
superior, which is 3. So nice. I roll a total of 12.
Okay.
Nice.
So yeah,
Huzzah.
so the
I get to pick from a list. Can I tell you what it
oh,
is?
yeah, go for it. Sorry.
Okay,
I
you're
was just gonna let it happen.
Yes. Well, I want her to confuse her for some time, enough that she's
Okay.
gonna go into the hallway where Drowned Rat and
Yep.
Alina are.
Okay.
Expose a weakness or flaw,
Ooh,
and I want to get an opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah.
and out of character, would this be a point where like we would mark a condition on her then too, or not quite?
I think
If she's in,
probably if I were to capitalize on whatever it is that you give me, then
Okay.
yeah, maybe.
I think, okay, so she's gonna reveal kind of a weakness at this point.
Yeah, and I would maybe like her to reveal weakness not about her and her powers, but maybe she says something about the overall plan
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
maybe the Crimson Claw,
The Tiger's Claw,
no, the Crimson, like the organization
the
that she's
Crimson
part of.
Slash or whatever it is.
Yeah, God, we need
Yeah,
to get this
okay.
down. The
Yep.
Crimson Streak. Like maybe she says something like, "Oh my gosh, so and so is gonna kill me," and she like gives away who she's working for. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, yep, yeah, no. I was thinking the same thing, and
Cool.
she definitely panics because this was not supposed to go down the way it was supposed to go down. In fact,
Fuzz is here.
she's like, oh my gosh, he's gonna kill him. He's gonna kill, like she almost like visibly starts panicking. Like she's deathly scared right now because she's like, oh my gosh, I have to get out of here. He's gonna kill him if I don't get out of here and give them this. I need to get out of here. And she starts like going to the, she then sees the next thing of she's gonna head to the door. Any
Sweet. Is she gonna like go into the hall? That's what I'm hoping
Yeah,
for. She was gonna funnel.
she's headed to the hall. Yep, she's going right to the hall.
Sweet. I'm gonna let that happen so that Drowned Rat and Alina can finish her. And I'm gonna try to help Super Rick out of whatever entanglement he's in. Once she has exited, right?
Awesome.
Yes, yep. So she's gonna go ahead and start walking through the door. And I can't remember exactly where the rats were on this. The rats were like right next to the door, or if she has an open thing to get out.
The rats are behind me,
Okay.
and I'm standing by, at this point, I'm standing by Alina.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we in the process of going in? Or are we waiting, or what do we?
Well, especially if she's running out, I think Alina is probably like jumping in, like I'll like off to the side, like I'll get her to you, kind of like she's gonna probably use her one of her psychic weapons or one of the illusions to like bounce her your direction.
Oh,
But I forget,
okay.
is your mask label, is it freak or danger? Like what you normally, when you put the mask on and you use it. I know it swaps your mundane for another stat. But you kind of have to pick
probably freak.
Okay.
This is.
Ooh. Okay.
So you're at. I'm gonna kind of segue into what you're saying. So you
Yeah.
So we'll see this happen, and we'll see that happen, and the rat will turn and look out the grate with Oni, and we'll see this happen, and we'll see her head to the door, and then we cut out to the hallway, and Alina and Kat are standing there, and Alina, you'll look back at Kat, and the camera will pan to Kat's face, and all of a sudden, like you'll see her eyes like change, almost look like you'll see her, and you'll see her. You haven't looked at her yet, and she's got rat eyes, and then her eyes go normal, and yeah, Cat will say, yeah, I have a friend with your sister. Looks like the whoever it is gonna run out the door, and then that'll lead into your idea of now she's
Okay.
coming, so whoosh.
Okay, yeah. So I think I want to like leap over there, and I think I want to sprout one of those psychic katanas to like trip her into Cat, or like use it to like
Mhm.
push her back, like knock her back. I'm not exactly sure either,
It-
but I think I'd probably sweep
It sounds
under.
like when I can talk. Sorry. It sounds like you want to directly engage a threat. Okay.
Yes.
So when you directly engage a threat, you roll plus danger, and on a hit, you're going to trade blows, and on a plus 10, pick 2. On a 7 to 9, pick 1.
Okay. I might use
Can you
the
trade
roll.
blows if she's trying to run?
It just
Well,
means that
She still
Yeah.
has her repulsor, whatnot, and she's still running. She's going, if they're ahead of her,
Mm-hmm.
she can then see them and she can react still. That's kind of,
Okay.
it's like a given. It's in the sense that like they might, depending on her role, she might succeed, but then they're gonna counter
Okay.
whatever they did. So they're trading blows with one another.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so that's an 8. And that means I would like to take something from them, which means, or I guess create an opportunity for my allies. I was gonna like take her equilibrium from her, but I want to, for my one thing, I want to create an opportunity for Cat.
Okay. Why don't you play out again with that? How's that gonna look?
It just means after Cat's like, watch, coming out the front, she just kind of like nods, and you see her kind of like leaping over in some sort of parkour thing, and as she's leaping over, like this sort of light katana is sprouting out of her hand. She's got the shinobi mask on, I think sideways right now, like kind of the picture, and it's sprouting out sideways, and she's kind of like sweeping Cynthia's legs with it as she's like going off to the side.
Yeah. Well, you definitely succeeded in it. You got her because again, she's still paranoid about the cops being there, and her goal is to like kind of get a different route out. Now that she has her hand in she has the item that she's there for. She's trying to get out. So you do trip her. As she falls, however, she aims her repulsor thing at you and fires it. And so we're going to take a powerful blow.
Okay.
So you're going to roll plus your conditions, which were cleared earlier. And so we're going for a low number here.
Thanks to
Yeah,
the
that's
power
a-
of relational connection.
Thanks to the power of connection. That's a 6.
A
That's a
6. Okay.
So
Nice.
it would be a failure. It's awesome.
But it's a success then. It's a real
Yes.
right? Yeah. So on a miss, you stand strong, mark potential as normal, and say how you weather her blow.
Yeah, I think what happens is as it shoots at me, it like hits me, but it kind of like diffuses around in this sort of burst of lavender energy. It seems like there's something about the relic that I'm wearing that like interferes with it, I think.
Interesting. Okay. All right, and then I'm sorry. It's like nighttime. This thing gets worse, it seems like.
Aw.
Okay, so then Cat, what are you gonna do here?
She tripped her, right?
Yep, she tripped her. She tried to fire at her, and it
So she
absorbs kind of around her and diffuses. And she kind of then I would say rolls out.
is
of,
like
like,
has
the
her
trip-
back to you
yeah.
maybe
Yep.
and is stumbling.
So as she does that, I'm going to roll to directly engage a threat, and what I say next, we'll see what happens with the roll. 9. Pick one. Okay. So I am going to so we'll see her stumble, and she'll fire the thing, and then it almost seems like she regains herself, and then you see Cat's eyes flash for a second to back like a rat's, and then the rats, all of a sudden, it's like if you played Dishonored. It's kind of like that, not the eating them to death in this case, but it's like Dishonored where all the 30 rats just come up and they're all up on her and shit, and she's like, oh god, oh, and I'll use that to take something from them, and I'm gonna grab what she took out of the safe.
Okay.
Oh.
So you take her bag, and she, because you, excuse me, um, I'm sorry, you guys. I am struggling here. I need some cough medicine. So you rolled a 9, you said, right?
Yep.
Okay, so pick one, and you did the take. So when you did that, you took it. At this point, then she ends up, and you said that all these rats came at her.
Yeah, they're just like they're not like eating her or anything, but they're like just crawling all over her and
Yeah.
and
Yep.
like I said, if you played Dishonored, just imagine that.
She just starts yelling like, no, you can't take that. That's mine. You can't take it. That they're gonna kill him, or they're gonna kill them. And she's gonna start firing. She's just gonna start firing like kind of aimlessly everywhere, just trying to get out of that. Yeah. So, and I don't think any of the blasts really hit anyone. It's just kind of hitting these things. I think she's just panicking, and the rats are like all over her. And I think at this point, she just starts screaming and like really like crying at this point. Like she is done, because whatever you took was so huge to her for this to happen. And so she's just like, and then slowly as the like, and I don't know how many rats, but like eventually, like I think the weight of it kind of like that, you know how that pressure of like can like calm a little bit, and then it just kind of like eases her tension just a little bit, and she's just like, she just keeps whispering over and over again, he's gonna kill him, he's gonna kill him, he's gonna kill him, he's gonna kill him. You guys have defeated essentially the villain.
Yay!
So yay. But what are you guys gonna do?
Has Rick come out of the?
Yeah, I think at this point, once Alina and Drowned Rat are handling Cynthia in the hallway, I've helped Super Rick out of whatever jam. Were you stuck in between the floors? Is that what happened?
No, I just got
No.
slammed to the wall.
You
Yeah,
just
from
got
the
slammed.
middle
Okay,
wall.
cool.
Mm.
Yep, I carry like the team. What is that called? Salts. I have those. Like I
I was
just
like,
take.
I was like, toothbrush? What are you talking
No.
about?
Smelling salts.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm like, come on, Rick, come on, stay with me.
Wake up.
Okay, let's go. Come on.
And then so I asked quick, like, what happened? And I think I want to tell you, like, hey, let's either help out or find out what the heck Cynthia's doing here, and let's go get her. Like, basically, don't let her go.
I think Super Rick is like, yeah, help out, and Keiko says like, yeah, help out, and Super Rick is the first to leave, and then we get a shot of the camera of like Keiko's eyes flashing red again and looking super sinister as she walks out.
Okay, so then I don't want to end it yet because I want a reveal to happen quick. So
Yeah,
keep
I think
playing.
Alina's helping,
So-
reaches out to Cynthia to get a hand to help pick her up. Like,
And she is just, I mean, she's overwhelmed with just grief at this point. Like she doesn't even like, she's not even really saying anything. She just keeps repeating, they're gonna kill him, they're gonna kill him, they're gonna kill him. And that's it. She hasn't said who yet. And she just like is just done. I think it's almost like where she's been trying to hold things together for so long, and this just completely crashed her. Completely. So
I think Elena's probably like what? Like that sounds serious. Like, can we help with something? Like, I think that she's trying to comfort and support Cynthia a little bit, because I have a somewhat higher mundane at the moment.
yeah, go ahead. If you want to comfort and support someone, go ahead and roll.
Okay, that's an 8 plus a 2, so that's a
10.
10.
Nice.
She is, so you get to clear condition, or so on a +10, you can also so on a hit, they hear you, they mark a potential, which is an NPC, clear condition or shift labels, so that's fine. But then you also get to add one to team pool, which we're pretty much done here. But then you can also clear condition, but I don't think you have any.
Yeah.
So basically what ends up happening is she turns to you and she's like holding on to you. And I think she just really even like comes into like a big hug, and she's just like crying in your shoulder. And she's like, he's gonna kill my parents. The tiger's claw, that's what he calls himself. And she just kind of like, and she just keeps repeating, it's like, he told me that he would do something bad to them if I didn't bring him that.
Oh shoot.
And so then, go ahead.
No. I think
She doesn't
just
say
patting her
anything.
back and making eye contact with Kat over her back, like, ooh. And then
Kat,
is like,
sorry, go ahead.
yeah, and Kat and is just like, that sounds real bad. Don't worry, we know some people who can help, probably.
I want to just go up there and just be like, it's like a movie, but like, you know what? If they want it back, that's what's gonna happen. Scene.
Yeah.
Kat, are you gonna look into the bag? Are you gonna pull out what was in the bag at all?
Yeah.
Don't touch it.
I'm gonna look, but like I'm gonna make sure just whatever it is. I don't know, since I don't know what it is. I'm not gonna touch it.
I have an end scene for us here. So you're gonna open up. It's like one of those drawstring bags that like pull at the sides, and you're gonna open it up, and it's just gonna be like a single pane of like the bag open, and it's the mask that was hidden, that left from the night at the museum. It was that mask.
That's the third mask.
All right. So that ends our first session. Thank you guys for staying over. We have a couple of wrap-up things to do quick. Let's see here. Do you want
to cut the recording now, or are we gonna keep it rolling here?
It kind of can keep going with the rolling because it a little bit with character development. So when we are
also, I like to record Stars and Wishes, Michael, so that for the next week,
great.
You have a chance to review them if you want to watch this again. Yeah.
Yes. So at the end of every session, you're gonna choose one of these. So we're gonna go around in a circle. So the questions are that you're gonna ask yourself is, did I grow closer to the team? Did I grow closer into my own image of yourself? And did you grow away from the team? So if you grew closer to the team, explain who made you feel welcome. You're gonna give influence to that character in clear condition or mark a potential. If you grew closer to your own image or yourself, explain how and see why you see yourself that way, and then shift one label up and another one down. Or if you grew away from the team, explain why you feel detached and take influence over you away from another character. So this is on the move sheets. If you want to see it, it's on the peripheral moves underneath end of session.
I'm ready to go if you're ready.
Okay, Cisco, go for it.
I grew closer to the
Keiko.
team Yes, I grew closer to the team, and it's all from that awesome scene with Alina. That was definitely an easy answer. Give influence to that character. Okay, so Alina, you have influence over me now. And I'm gonna mark potential. And I am finished. Popcorn, Night Fox.
I think that I would, let's see. I'm trying to think, because that I feel like I grew a little closer to, to Keiko because she comforted me, which was awesome. But I don't, but we were, yeah. I'll guess I will, because otherwise I could have grown into an image of myself because we helped catch the, like, comforting like the bad guy, like, and reaching out to Crimson Streak kind of seemed like a weird kind of a growth moment, like, okay, we're gonna like help them. And I think that actually, I think it bumps my savior from a -1 to a 0. And I think it probably takes my superior down to a 1 instead of a 2. I don't know why I'm wreaking havoc on my own labels like this, but I feel like that is the
Glutton for
situation.
punishment.
Yeah. Exactly.
Popcorn, who's next?
I'll go. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna say grow close to the team with Alina, just because of that little teamwork action we had going with ending that fight and defeating the big bad.
And let's see, you already have influence over me. Oh, I don't have influence over you. Okay. Because if you do that to somebody who already has influence over you, then you can just shift their labels for them. So I will just say cat. Nice. Awesome.
And Super Rick.
Super Rick. I'm gonna say we definitely grew close to the team because I was trying to interact with everybody. But also then on top of that, I was Kiko helped me out. You know, when I was down, Kiko came to my rescue and got me up. So, but I think Kiko already has influence over me already.
So what ends
So-
up happening is if I already have influence over you and then I gain influence over you again, I get to actually shift your labels.
Ooh,
Mhm.
do it.
And so I think,
And I'm mark potential since I don't have a condition right now. So
oh, awesome.
yeah.
I think that I'm really impressed with the way Super Rick went solo with Kid and Arm McGee over there. So I think I'm gonna up his probably danger. What do you guys think? Is it danger up or is it superior up?
So you're gonna move one up, one down? Is that how it works?
See, mhm.
Okay.
What would make sense for like you're being a BA superhero? Is that savior?
I think superior. Or
Is it superior?
That or
Um,
danger if it's directly engaging.
Yeah, it could be
If it's
danger.
directly engaging, yeah, he directly engaged that B. Yeah, so I think I'm
Mhm.
gonna up his danger and
Okay.
down his mundane. And
Yeah,
he
that
like,
makes sense.
yeah, and he used like his superpowers. So I did definitely down his mundane. Nate, do you want me to do that for you?
Sure, that's fine.
I'm hovering over it. Okay,
Yep.
cool.
And I'm gonna change my potential up to 1.
Make it so.
Thanks for keeping up on your character keeper. Appreciate that.
What's the 3 mean underneath the total there
That's
for mine?
that's a Oh, what that
don't know.
means is that like the total of all your pluses and minuses ought to net the number 3 if you're doing it correctly.
Oops, that didn't work out right. It's showing a date. What the heck?
Yeah, you just
Oh,
got you
yeah.
just got to highlight the 0 and just overtype.
Okay. There we go.
Excel and dates, man.
Excel.
Oh, this
Look,
is a number? Well, that's a date. No, no, Excel, it's not.
it's like the paperclip from Word still living in here somewhere.
Oh, Clippy.
All right, and so I believe that we got everyone on the end of session questions. Perfect. Thank you. We'll go ahead now and do stars and wishes. Yeah. I'll start just to kind of model it. And so stars, I would say, oh my gosh, the whole entire thing was great. Loved it. I could not have asked for a better first session for myself as a GM. It felt like it hit. Sorry. Felt like it hit a lot of the high school drama that I really like about the masks and just the interaction between you guys, and you guys have been doing great on that. And then my wish would just be now going forward that we're going to see more action along with that versus instead of like, because it felt like I kind of let this one build with some of that some of the role playing a little bit, because I wanted to kind of get an idea of how to shift labels. I wanted to kind of get some of the character development in, and then add a character who you fight, but then is kind of part of the plot for you guys as well, to kind of be part of the plot. I thought would be fun. And so my wish now is that we find out what the tiger's claw is and how threatening he or she could be.
I'll go. Stars to Keiko and Alina for that great bathroom RP scene. That was really cool. And also the
I'm sorry, Brett, my audio cut out for a second. Could you just repeat that? I'm sorry.
just the stars for the RP in the bathroom. And then also and the scene before it too was great. So yeah, stars to the two of you and Mike on that. And star to Super Rick, or just with that picture you have in the character keeper, he's just a really bumbling guy in my head, and just playing towards that with popping up with taking the picture in the office was just great. And then wishes. And also, a side note, I did send in the Facebook chat just an example of the Rat Power and Dishonored when you get a chance, so you know what I was talking about.
That's awesome.
And wishes just to keep going. Yeah, this is great. And yeah, started Mike for running this. It's like a first time playing Masks, and yeah, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. So yeah, just wishes to just keep going.
Okay, I'll go next then. Quick question, Michael. Now, does these things carry over to the next scene, like next week?
Yep.
In a sense of, okay. So like, for example, if I took a picture of Cynthia with the goods, do I still have that for next week kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this would probably, I would say that well, for sure, we're going to get into the Halloween dance, I would say, is going to be next week's.
Okay.
So
I just want to make sure that transition properly. Okay.
Yeah.
But for stars and wishes, basically props to you for rolling with the punches here. Because I know we kind of threw some. We either like kind of like I did the purposely walk into the convenience store on purpose to be like, I'm just gonna give him something easy here. But then you really like when we were like in the scene, like with the whole inside, you know, the principal's office, you really like, okay, she did this and this and this. So well done. Way to roll with that.
What happened to the candy?
I was gonna say I'm gonna
Bag.
grab it and then we're gonna eat it and enjoy ourselves, but
Yes.
that's for next week. And then basically the wishes, I think more of, you know, what I'm seeing is we need to be careful. I'm seeing as us players, like not using metadata and not using, like not trying to do your role as the DM to say like, hey, instead of we should be more focused on the action, just a single action. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna go outside. And then Michael's gonna be like, okay, so what you're seeing, instead of me going like, well, I'm gonna go help Cynthia because she's on the ground. Like, I don't know that. Like my character doesn't know that. So I think we just gotta be to make sure to let you run it more so, and us to say, I'm gonna do this and to see what happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
With that too, like it helps me too because I'm gonna know if a move is gonna get set. So I do like to hear kind of what your thoughts are on what you want your character to do. Because if it trips a move, then we can go from there, and then we know for sure, okay, you can do that. Versus, oh, you're not gonna be able to do that, and now it's gonna suck for you.
I just don't want to set it up for you in the sense of like we're gonna set it up the way we want it to. I want it to be more of like what's gonna happen. I don't know.
Okay.
That's a prize factor. So I mean, I don't, take it for what it's worth, but that's my
So
only.
Cynthia was a surprise there.
Well, I don't know if you're gonna like, because we made something like, well, we're gonna stop her no matter what. We're gonna stop her. Well, maybe she was just gonna bolt right out, and we had no chance.
Had you guys rolled differently, like had Alina's roll been a fail, she wouldn't have tripped and she would have escaped.
Yeah. Yep. So that's all I got.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I think stars to everybody. I really liked all the character setup. I liked how James had the little, I appreciated how you pulled in other characters by being like, I'm getting candy, so what is everybody's order, and like pulling other characters into that and getting everybody getting a vibe off of that. I appreciated it's hard to fit in comfort and support sometimes in masks because it takes a role play moment usually, and sometimes it can be like battle, okay, who needs a comfort and support, as opposed to like, having, so it was really cool to see. I appreciated that, Cisco, that it had like a moment like that. And I really loved because it felt natural instead of just like this needs to happen to somebody, so we're just gonna make it happen. And Brett, I really loved the visuals of both like the whisper smoke happening and then just like the swarm of rats that I thought was hugely mentally scarring. And also to Michael for just like such a traumatic thing to happen to a teen, and to Michael for weaving in the NPCs and then also like having fun like callbacks and like the mask at the end and the fact that it's Cynthia. And I really like that usually like it's a villain who like she kind of breaks down and we defeat her, but it's not like we just pounded her into a pulp and now the police are carrying her away. I thought that was a really great to have her just kind of emotionally break. That was really unique, and I'm looking forward to the development and also like having the pushback of some of those roles being like, well, your crush sees you and now thinks less of you. Like that's a fun consequence to a thing. So yeah, so I guess my wish is to just kind of like keep just doing it, like hoping to do more action and figure out more ways to kind of like bounce off of teammates and kind of use that kind of fun stuff together as we're doing this. And yeah, it would be fun. And I know it's like we want more action, but like yeah, with the dance I think it'll be fun to kind of like throw a lot of tense moments in there as well. So yeah, and I definitely heard on the like making sure we get to a point and we don't know what's going to happen after that too, for sure. I think yeah, sometimes I'm just like I'll try and telegraph a move like, okay, this is the kind of thing I'm aiming to do, is that cool or not sometimes. like conversation style. But if that is like a lot or too much, definitely feel free to be like, we don't know that yet, wait until your turn, or stop theorizing out loud, or whatever. It's totally cool to say that.
Okay, I'll go next. Let's see. Start to Nate for that whole scene following Cynthia and like the very James thing that I imagined. That's like, I'm gonna get everybody candy. It sounded just like your character. Start to Brett for that description of Cat. I think that echoes what Danny said. Using our powers, that was really cool. I like hate rats in real life with a passion, and like this is at like the right level of uncomfortable for me. Like, and so like the more you describe, the better idea I'm gonna have of how your powers work. I also love, like, I feel like Brett, your character like sets the tone for our team, like because you came in with Drowned Rat is why we're like that protect the block, hit the streets kind of defenders level team, and I love that. Stuff for Danny for our scene. The bathroom scene was great, but the scene before that was straight out of Mean Girls 2 Electric Boogaloo, and I loved it so much. Start to Michael for GMing his first session ever. Great job. Specifically, I really love you letting that high school stuff breathe. Like, I'm down with role playing, tomorrow homeroom, and just letting that breathe. I really love it. So, and then you included action in there too. I think there was a session today for the little time that we got to play. We actually like got in quite a bit of stuff. It was like good pacing. Good job with the Cynthia walking out of the bathroom. That was like such a perfect GM moment of like upping the stakes of the scene. And then bringing Cynthia back as the baddie. That was a perfect like Chekhov's gun moment. Like, I set up Cynthia, and then when you introduced her as the bad guy, I'm like, of course that was a Chekhov's gun. Of course Cynthia had to come back and be the bad guy. That was awesome. Wish. I know this is probably not going to be for everybody, so I don't want to be selfish, but I do just want to articulate, like, I would just enjoy continue to letting the high school drama stuff breathe. Like, I don't mind. And the home drama. The good thing with like letting the high school drama breathe is that like we can all be in one scene together at school, I want to get a scene with James, like a one-on-one scene with James. I don't know how we would do that, but I do want one. And then I definitely want a scene with Kat. Brett, you can think about this, but I definitely want to frame a scene where where Keiko like confronts you again, like, okay, are you Drowned Rat? Come on, spit it out. So yeah. And wishes are just like this, there's no guarantees that they're gonna happen, but we just go post to the GM what we like. Oh, and I have a wish that we name the area of town, and I have an idea. I'm gonna pitch you guys an idea. So Nate, I love that you said like in the middle of town there's like a hill, right? Okay, cool. I think our area of town is called Hill Bottom, and like maybe it's like East Hill Bottom, and then there's like West Uphill. So like one area of town is literally lower than the other, but it's also figuratively like the rich kids live here and then the poor kids live here.
I like that. It's deep.
You said it's East Low Bottom or West Low Bottom?
East, what did I say? East
Hill bottom?
East Hill Bottom and West
Uphill.
Or the
Up-
idea that
or
even
Hilltop.
just like
West
Mhm.
Hilltop.
Hilltop.
But just like the idea that like uphill and downhill is used instead of like uptown and downtown or something.
Oh, that's
As
cool.
like as markers, class markers or something.
That's cool. And also like
Real uphill kids.
like in like that area of in like the MCU is called Hell's Kitchen. Like you literally are going down. So like you're going down into the bad part of town. I like that. Motifs.
Was everyone able to go? Okay. I had just one more thing I wanted to just add to it as far as stars. Where I want to go around because I realized I was like, oh, I didn't do star. I mean, I just did a collective. Well, you guys were awesome, great. Specifically, star to James for coming up with and for Nate for coming up with that character, with your side character, the with Cynthia, because she was not created before that. So that was all great. I mean, I kind of had the idea of a character coming in. But I'm sorry, you guys. I'm hoping this cough is gone by next week. That's my wish. Fine. And then Danny, loved the just knowledge that you bring. It's nice to hear, like, to just kind of second, like, yes, that's right, or oh, yep, that goes with this. It's nice to just have someone to just have, especially for my first time. It's like, right, yeah, okay. And then Cisco, loved the leaning into all of the role playing and the drama. Loved it. That's like, I love the drama motions of it. It's like, oh yes, get him.
Like my crack cocaine.
Right. And then Brett, way to go in the beginning too, with like you kind of like started and then ended the whole like show today. So thank you for taking that on and starting this off. Because one sec. I don't have COVID too. Like, I've tested and I don't have it. It's this I don't know what it is, but it's nighttime. I didn't cough like this all day. And to start us off, because it helps kind of set up a tone for the whole entire way. So having that go and then having to come back with parent, even though it was small, it was just a nice just jump off point for everyone else to go off of. So thank you for that. Mm-hmm. And way to end it too with the rats, because I'm also like, oh, I'm not like disgusted by it, but I'm just like, the idea of all these rats just coming out from somewhere, just not existing, that you don't think are even there, but they're there, and like, and that's why, like, because they are there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, like, I have a wish that Cat at one point like rides a wave of rats somewhere. And maybe upgrades her powers into pigeons.
So, I actually
like
thought of that as like of using that as her super movement or whatever, like like riding rats, and that's like, oh, that just be kind of weird.
All right. Yeah, and talking for hours, thank you, Danny. Definitely talking for hours doesn't help. So we'll cut it so we can go ahead and stop recording. And